Ah, that dog of mine. I didn't teach him that, did you? I just gave him a stuffed rabbit and he just went tearing all over the yard with it and throwing it around and trying to kill it, shaking it by the neck. I've had him since he was born. I've never taught him any of that. I guess that's instinct, right? Instinct. Which begs a question. Do you like camping? Do you like going out into the woods and surviving on your own or with some friends where you only bring a few things, but most of what you bring or most of what you need, you find while you're out there in the woods? God, doesn't that feel good? Yeah, it feels good to me too. I love it. I love going out into those woods and risking my own life and limb and my own safety just to really feel the essence of my humanity. If you haven't tried it, you wouldn't understand. It's not what you think, but for those of us who've done it, oh, it is so consuming. It's so nice to be out in those woods and not have anyone telling us what to do or how to live. We are just surviving. You find that animals that are caged their whole lives never know that they're caged. So they never understand why wild animals would want to be wild animals. They never really ask themselves that. They just think that all animals should be caged. In fact, they see wild animals and they get scared because they don't want the wild animals to be a threat to them. They don't want them to be a threat to their little cages, to the security, to the food, to everything that they're used to getting in their cages. I think you probably see where I'm going with this, right? I mean, those of you who have never lived in the woods, never survived, never thrived on your own, who've always been handed every meal, and who've always been guided through life with your directions in hand so that you know where to be and where to go and what to do, and that you've never had to fend for yourself. I'm sure that when you see people like us, it's probably really scary to you. It's probably intimidating. I can't even imagine what that's like because I've never been that guy. But a lot of you are, and I understand that. I'm not blaming you. I'm not calling you names. I'm not telling you you're a snowflake or anything like that. All I'm saying is that you have been in a cage for so long that you don't even see the walls of that cage. All you see is the comfort and the security that somebody has promised you in that cage. But once you've gotten out of that cage, you'll never go back in it. Nobody wants to be in a cage. They just think they do. So there's a part of you that you don't even know exists, and that part has been stifled by a society. So this brings me to the American experiment. What separated us and our basic fundamental philosophy from everybody else in the world is that we wanted to embrace. When I say we, I shouldn't be taking credit. It was our framers and our founding fathers. They wanted to embrace that raw, essential, dangerous freedom that not any others could ever have understood. You know, aside from, I don't know, tribal colonies, any society has never lived with freedom. And they still haven't. There's still no society that lives with freedom. That's thunder in the background. I'm in Florida. It rains every day here. So when these guys decided to start creating things, they started thinking, well, how can we develop society around that concept of freedom instead of devote certain freedoms based on the concept of society? See, there was a different floor here. There was a different starting point. For all time, governments have provided the things that people needed for them to feel like they were free from within their cage. Ours is a system where we were free and that we were developing a government that felt like it had power from within its cage. So there's the fundamental difference that most people who haven't been free do not understand. It's not as simple as, well, I want you to be safe from people like you, so I'm going to tell you what to do, which is what gun control is. It is people like you scare me. Not you scare me, people like you scare me. And people like you might hurt other people like you or like me, so I want control over you so that you can't get hurt. I reject that. I absolutely reject that. Listen, liberty is not safe. There's no comfort, there's no security in liberty. But if you think that you're safe in a cage, you're only safe until the man comes and puts you to sleep. You know, if you walk through a pound, a dog pound, you'll see a lot of dogs that are safe. They're not being attacked, they're not being hit by cars, they're being fed, they're even being loved on and cared for by the people around them. But they're only safe until the people who run that dog pound change their mind. Then they're not safe anymore. Then they go on a table and they get an injection, they go to sleep forever. That's what it is to be in a cage. You think your government's there to protect you, and they might be for now, but there comes a time when that government will turn on you. That government may not want to, but it will have to. It'll run out of funds. It'll run out of support. Whatever it is that keeps that dog pound floating will stop happening, and the dogs in that pound will all be put to sleep. That's what you are asking me to sign up for. I reject that. I will not do that. I will not give you my guns. I will not let you take guns from others. That's not what you do. If you're concerned about your security, you need to learn how to secure yourself and not find people in the form of government to secure us by imprisoning us. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for anybody who has any sense of what it is to be liberty. I'm sorry. If you think that you need to be secure, if you want to live in the zoo where you are fed and you get medicine and you get all the wonderful things that keep you alive and guarantee your safety as long as the zoo is still getting funding, that's fine. That's fine. Go to Europe, go to Canada, go almost anywhere else in the world. The point here is that we're the one place where you don't get your health care and your food and your homes and all these things provided for you on the condition that you stay in the cage. Here, we don't want to be caged. That's not what we do. The American spirit does not live in your cage. If you like my channel, please hit subscribe. Thanks for listening. You guys take care.